Yo, what's up guys, Fnatic here, and this is going to be a full in-depth guide on how to complete the Alpha Omega Easter egg in Black Ops 4 Zombies. Now, as far as setup goes, I would definitely recommend to use the katana, because it would be really helpful during one of the steps where you need to be really fast and quick on your feet. But yeah, other than that, just run the perks you like. Definitely Dying Wish is a good one, Stamina Up is a really nice one to have. But yeah, other than that, let's get right into this tutorial. So the first thing you're going to want to do is turn on the power, and this can be found in the cul-de-sac area of the map back here in the garage. Just take a right and it's right here, just hold square X on it and the power will turn on. And then head down to the generator room behind the pack-a-punch machine and have everybody come into this room here and then hold square X on this console right here. And the lockdown phase is now going to begin. So just all you're going to want to do is run around the room and survive for 1 minute, and when it's done the doors will open and you can now leave. You then want to head up above ground and there will be 4 valves that you have to clear up, and to find these just go to the house that is leaking Nova gas and then just find the valve. It's pretty easy to find. It has a glowing light on it, it's pretty big, it's got some green goop on it, but yeah, once you find these, just go up to it and hold square and don't let go on it until the meter goes all the way up and the light turns green. You can let go every now and then if you're getting hit, it won't go back down, just make sure you hold on it until it's successfully done. And then once you clear all 4 valves, you've successfully completed this step and you've also opened Pack-a-Punch, and then you can move on to the next step. So the next thing you gotta do is activate Rushmore, and to do this you need to go around the map and get 3 codes. And to get the first code, come to House F, or the APD house, and there's 3 locations. One here on this table in the right corner, another one is in this dark corner on the opposite side of the room, and the third and final one is upstairs on the desk to the right of the drop down right here. Now I would highly suggest writing these codes down and make sure to write the name on the paper as well. Now here in this building, this is Sawyer's code, and in my game this was 2546. Then head down in the bunker down here to the APD room, and on the left here on the table there's a stack of papers. Just shoot or knife it and the code is right here under all those papers. Now this is McCain's code, so make sure to write that name down too, and in my game here it's 5501. And then head out of the door right here, and before you go up, on the wall right here there's a key that you need to pick up. Just hold square X and head up to the yellow house upstairs, and there's a desk just right here. Just hold square X on the desk and it will open the drawer and reveal Parnell's code, which in my game is 1420. Once you have all the codes written down, just head over to the operations and end the round, and then Rushmore will begin to talk, and just go up and hold square X on the console and this keypad will pop up to enter codes. Just wait for Rushmore to stop talking, then type in this code 7626 by looking at the specific number you were typing, and then hold square X and then just press enter. This is just the code that activates Rushmore, and it will be the same code in every single game. He will then ask you to input the codes that you found around the map, and just type in Sawyer's code first, which for me was 2546, and then once you press enter, he will then ask you for McCain's code, which in my game was 5501, and then for the third and final code he will ask for Parnell's, which for me was 1420. And once you have entered all the codes, Rushmore will now say that Project Toy Soldier has been activated and you can move on to the next step. So the next thing you're going to want to do is find this TV with the static screen, and you'll know it's around if it's like making a noise. And there's 2 locations next to Pack-a-Punch, one on the left and one on the right. There's one in Diner and there's one in the lounge. And all you're going to want to do is get a melee kill with the Galvanuckles right in front of it, and it will change to this screen here with the Broken Arrow logo on it. Then just hold square and the computer system will start telling you letters and numbers. She will say a letter first and then 4 numbers right after. So to make this easier, we're just going to split this step into 2 parts. And part 1 is just the letters, so only focus on the letters right now, and write down the order of the letters that the computer system says. She will only say letters A through F, but she will not say one of the letters, so she'll leave one letter out. So in my case the order would be E, A, C, B, D, and then she didn't say F, so F would be last. So for example, if your order was B, D, F, A, C, that means she would leave out E, and your letter E would be the very last letter of your order. So now that that's all cleared up, let's move on to the numbers. So now all you're going to want to do is go back to the TV once she's done talking and hold square again, and she will start saying the same exact letters in the same order and the same numbers. And all you're going to want to do is write down the numbers for each letter that she's saying. So in my case, E would be 0215, A would be 0245, C would be 1200, B would be 1015, D would be 0900, and F is obviously the letter that was left out. So now just take note of what I'm about to say, because you're going to need it for this next step, so just pause once it's on screen or take a picture of it or something. But just know that House A is the yellow house, House B is the green house, House C is the prisoner holding, House D is the transfusion facility, House E is operations, and House F is the APD house. So just make sure you remember that, take a picture, or write it down, because you're going to need it for this next step, and it's very important to know, and it will stay like this every single game. The house letters will never change, so just make sure to know this. Now you need to go up above ground and go into the house that is your first letter, which in my case is House E, and find the clock that looks exactly like this. Now look at your code for that house, and input the code as a time on a clock. For instance, my E code is 0215, so my time would be 2:15. If your code was 1045, your time would be 1045. So now just go to the different houses in the order of your letters, which in my case was E, A, C, B, D, F, and input their specific code or time into that clock. And once you've done that, go to the letter house that was left out on the TV, which for me was F. And once you find the clock, just hold square or X on it and it will spin around and then it will stop on a specific time. Now take note of that time, which for me was 1:15, and now head over to the operations and input the time into the keypad. For example, since my time was 1:15, I would enter 0115. If your time is 11:30, you would enter 1130. And once you enter that one code, you are ready to move on to the next step. So the next thing you gotta do is hold square or X on Rushmore and then go into the bunker and run around until a red Nova Crawler spawns in. And when it spawns in, just stay close to him and have him follow you and take him to the transfusion facility building to the right of the RK7 wall by, and then it will crawl into this back room here and you can now move on to the next step. So the next thing you gotta do is hold square or X on Rushmore again and then go down to the storage room in the bunker and activate ADAM, and then run over to the dinner exit area up here on the stairs and just wait here until Marlton throws out the 115 canister out of the door here, and then just hold square or X to pick it up and then run over to the transfusion facility and hold square or X on the shelf to place it down, and you are ready to move on to the next step. So the next thing you gotta do is hold square or X on Rushmore once again, and now you have to build the telepad if you haven't already, and if you don't know how, I'll leave a link in the description on how to make it. Now place one telepad in the powerhouse or the garage and the other one at the prisoner holding. Now you will need to wait until an electric Nova Crawler spawns in, and if you have the last zombie and one's not spawned in, just end the round and one should spawn in the next round, and then once you have one, just take him to the garage and have him shoot this fusion cell or server on the wall, and don't get too close, otherwise he won't shoot, he'll just try to smack you. And once he shoots the wall, this glass door should open up, and this is where the katana comes in handy. You will need to hold square on the server cell and quickly run into the telepad, and once you spawn in here at the prisoner holding, pull out the katana and quickly run in here to the left into the operations and hold square X on this back wall to place the server cell down, and you are ready to move on to the next step. So the next thing you gotta do is double pack your gun, and you need to get brain rot on your gun, and once you get brain rot, you need to run around the map to 3 different paintings. One is in the lounge, one is in the beds, and the last one is upstairs in the greenhouse. And all you have to do is shoot zombies near the painting until they get turned, and once they're turned, they will knock down the painting and it will reveal a code that's on the wall. And then once you write down that code behind the painting, repeat the same process with the other 2 paintings, write down their codes, and then head over to the operations. And all you're gonna need to do is input all of your 3 codes, and just make sure to get all 3 codes before entering them, because once you enter one code, you only have 1 minute to enter in the other 2, so just make sure you write them all down first. Once you head over and you enter in all of your codes, you are ready to move on to the next step. Now this next step is a little tricky doing it your first couple of times, but it's still pretty easy to do. Just hold square or X on Rushmore again, and after all the quotes are done, the power is going to turn off. Now go down into the bunker, and in all of the rooms there will be a fuse box that have 6 lights on top of them. Some will be green and some will be red. Now what you see on screen now is which location's fuse box affects what lights get changed. So for example, if lights 2, 3, and 6 are red and you flip the switch in beds, lights 2, 3, and 6 will turn green. But say lights 2 and 6 are red but 3 is green, if you hit beds, lights 2 and 6 will turn green and light 3 will turn red. So honestly, I'm just gonna say play around with all of the switches until you see a pattern that will turn it green with one of the switches. But if you can, make them all red and follow this path here. Hit lounge first, then beds, then storage, then beds again, then diner, then generators, then solitary, and then finish off with beds. If they were all red and you follow that pattern, they should all turn green. And then once you make all of the lights green, just head up to the garage or powerhouse room and then flip the switch in there to turn the power back on. And once you've done that, you are ready to move on to the next step. Now you gotta hold square or X on Rushmore once again, and then head around the map and look for a mannequin that is sparking blue. And once you find that mannequin, get prepared, because once you've hold square or X on the mannequin, a lockdown phase will begin. Just survive until the phase is complete, and on the ground around where the mannequin was, there should be a mannequin arm. Just hold square X to pick it up, and repeat the same process for 2 more mannequins to pick up 1 more arm and then a head. Once you get the 2 arms and head, go over to House F, or the APD house, and hold square X on the mannequin body. You will then see this in-game cutscene.
This is Rushmore. Remember me? My new allies and I have brought you back.
Rushmore. Space computer. Yeah, I remember an experiment. Something went wrong. Oh, Purnell. Something happened to Purnell.
Yes, Director Purnell is missing, as are the rest of the Broken Arrow staff. Whatever happened shut me down. I can't remember the incident itself. Some sort of recording error.
Wait, I know who your friends are.
You do? Because I do not recognize you.
All I know is that these intruders want access to the American Pyramid device.
Correction. I need elemental shard. It's very important.
I have been testing them on our core values, Deputy Director. I had to make sure they could be trusted.
I vouch for them. Let him have access.
I will, but first we need to free your life force from that ADAM unit. Intruders, honored guests, please locate a secret project of mine. The Elemental Orb.
Elemental orb, elemental shard. How many of these things are there?
Once the scene is done, go around the map and search for a blue elemental orb and escort it to the mannequin you just built. Now just hold square X and you'll see another in-game cutscene that looks like this.
This is Peter McCain. It worked. I'm in the orb. I don't know how to explain how it feels, but it sure beats that 80 AM unit by a country mile.
But you are still Ghost in Machine, no?
It's been a long, strange journey. Living, fighting, dying, finding out that death's not the end. Thanks to you, my journey continues. I have some unfinished business to attend to. I'll never forget what you did for me.
Oh, that was beautiful. You proved you understand the fifth core value. Report to operations.
Once the scene is done, you can now move on to the next step. Now for the final time, hold square on Rushmore and you are now ready to go into the boss fight. So get prepared, get those ray guns, and head down to the APD room, and have all players in the game hold square or X on the control panels. This will cause mannequins to start spawning in the map, and you just have to collect souls by the APD, and once you've collected enough souls, a countdown will begin and a nuke will drop on the map above you, and the boss fight will now begin. Head over to the diner, lounge, or storage room and hold square or X on the soul capture jar that looks exactly like this. Just kill the mannequins and collect souls until the computer system says you are done. As soon as she says you're done, get the hell out of that room as fast as you can, because the Avogadro will put lightning in that room and it shreds the hell out of you, so just get out of there as fast as you can. Now all you're going to do is repeat the process to the other 2 soul jars in the storage, diner, or lounge, and then once you've completed all those 3 rooms, you can now activate the one in beds. Now just collect souls once again, and once you're done, run to the APD room, and once the Avogadro is in there with you, shoot him with the ray guns and push him towards the door that he came out of. Once he's close enough, he will get sucked up, and you have successfully completed the Alpha Omega Easter egg. Anyway guys, that's going to wrap up this tutorial here. If you guys enjoyed and this guide has helped you out, make sure to leave a like. If you're new, make sure to hit the sub button down below. Also, forget the post notification bell so don't miss a single upload or stream. But other than that, it's been your boy Fnatic, and I'm out. Take it easy.